10-15 minute gig at best. Yeah, that's what I didn't like. All the pulp fiber is the other thing. No pulp fiber in your diet, right? It's all extracted. You buy it by the pound. So, you know, the only thing we throw, we don't even throw the skins away. We throw those in and compost it with water and then throw that in the garden. So we don't throw anything away. So when you know, every time you turn on a juicer, you're going to spend money. Literally, it takes a lot to get a little. But a Vitamix, you put in that much, you get 9 fruits and vegetables in there, you get 9 fruits and vegetables back. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot more cost effective, a lot more nutritious. You're getting the pulp fiber in your diet. So we're going to show you how to make a soup. You know, when you buy Vitamix, you're not just buying a blender. You're buying a blender, you're buying a juicer, you're buying a food processor, a mixer, a meat grinder, cotton bean grinder. Look at this. There's 12 appliances that a Vitamix replaces. So for $4.99, you're getting 12 appliances, not just one. And if you paid $4.99 for just a blender that did this good, it's worth every penny. And if you look at the reviews, they all say the same thing. So look, you guys could even do like chop an onion. Watch this. We're going to take an onion. So here's how you food process with it. You take, you put your lid back on, then you turn this to a variable 5. So you don't just throw the onion in because some pieces would lay under the blade. So you just do it like this and watch what happens. You just drop it on the blade, dices the onion for you. Isn't that amazing? And what you do is you just go right up to the blade, then you stop it, put some water in there, put it in a colander, tap it on a paper towel, you got all the onion you need. I can do 2 onions in about 1 minute, just by that. Now let's say you wanted to make a salsa, and there's no blender out there that will go slow enough on the lowest speed to chop a tomato. It turns into puree, doesn't it? But a Vitamix goes so low, not only with a fastest blender where we can cook and do juices and get seeds liquefied to a cellular level, we can do chop a tomato on a variable 1. That's why all your top leading chefs worldwide use Vitamix. So you take your little camp stick here, never hits the blade, and you push it down, look at that. See, it didn't even puree the tomato, it chopped the tomato. How crazy is that? That's how you make a nice thick salsa. So the book comes with it. You get 300 recipes. You can make a salsa in there. Look at the dips and spreads. You can make peanut butter in a Vitamix, hummus in a Vitamix, artichoke dip, avocado dip, salsa. Look how simple that is.
Now, if you're doing all that stuff, how long do the blades and everything last before
You know, they're good for like 15 to 20 years. They're not even sharp. They're cut on a 45-degree angle. It's a bevel. They're laser cut, surgical stainless blades, so they never go dull.
So you can do all that and not have to replace them.
Exactly. And see, you wouldn't be able to sharpen our blades anyway because it's taken right out of balance. You know? Okay, now watch this. We're going to make a soup for you right out of the book. So we're going to do a carrot. We're going to do a celery. We're going to do a little yellow squash. You notice I'm not doing any real fruit preparation. I'm not even going to peel the carrot. I'm not going to peel the skin because that's where all the nutrition is, right? What's the healthiest part of a baked potato? The skin, right? And that's the case of all your vegetables and all your fruits. All your thin skins and all your vegetables are the same way. The nutrition's in the skin, seed, stem, and core. I'm going to look at the jalapeno. We're going to throw in a green onion. I'm not going to do any preparation there. I'm not taking the roots off. I'm going to do a little bit of cabbage. Now the red cabbage is even more nutritious than the yellow cabbage. So we'll do green cabbage because I've been throwing that in ice cream. And red bell. You know that red bell pound for pound has 3 times more vitamin C than an orange. And it's another source of lycopene. What do you guys think the healthiest part of that red bell is? Normally it would be the skin, but when you look by a seed to a cellular level, it becomes the seed instead. Okay? Because that's what it came from, right? And we're just going to do, oh, that's fine. Hey, we're making soup. Who wants a soup? We're going to do a tomato bouillon. We're going to do a couple cloves of garlic. And a little bit of cilantro. Well, maybe you can keep occupied for a minute, swing back, and have a taste. Now we're going to do a little cilantro here. You either love it or hate it, right? I love it too. So I do the stem, but when I do salsa, I drop the leaves of the cilantro through like I did with the onion, so they're small pieces. But on high, you can do the stems too, so you don't have to get real particular. Okay? And then I'm going to throw in a little bit of seasoning. Now this is a seasoning that we have out of St. George called Blended Up. It's got about 8 spices. They're all natural, low sodium, no additives, no preservatives, no MSGs. So in the book, the recipe says salt, pepper, cumin, and a taco mix. We really love this spice. And it comes in a 3-pack of curry, Italian, and Southwest. Okay?
So who makes those? Is this a Vitamix product?
It's no, but we endorse it because we love it so well.
So
now watch
can you
it.
find that from your website then?
Blended Up has a website. It's cheaper to buy it through Costco when we bring it in because we save you quite a bit of money. 3 packs is $29 and online they're about 13 bucks a jar. So, okay, now watch. I'm going to do a little warm water. So it makes 3 different soups in your Vitamix. Now see how it's steaming a little bit? I want you guys to feel that. It's not very hot, is it? touch it. You can touch the outside. I want you to touch the container. See, it's not very hot. Watch. See it steam a little bit? Watch what happens. Now I'm going to throw the lid back on. This has a vented cap so it releases the pressure. Okay. So we're going to throw in a carrot. We're going to throw in celery. You don't have to worry about strings wrapping around the blade. You know, that's a big concern with lesser blenders because it wraps around the blade. Throw the whole green onion, the squash. Notice no food preparation. How long would it take you guys to cook the soup at home? Take a while, right? An hour, right? Do you guys have any idea what starts breaking down nutrients and enzymes from a heat standpoint? Well, how hot does it take to start breaking down nutrients and enzymes? Anybody know?
180 degrees, isn't it?
It's actually 116 where it starts, or 117 where it starts, but 180 it's pretty much dead. If you get to a boil, you're done. And a little bit of spice. And there we go. We're going to have a hot soup in about 3-4 minutes. So watch, I put the vented cap back on. Now on this new model, you just set it on soup, and it turns itself off automatically. So you just turn it on soup. And I'm going to set my table and we have a hot soup. Actually, you could open a can of Campbell's and cook it on your stove. And I'm not picking on Campbell's, but it's about the third worst thing we can put in our body because of what? What's in canned soup that makes it so bad for us? Salt, sodium, MSG. Cactus just in a can at all, right? Right. Alright, so we're going to let that heat up and then we're going to make a juice for you. We'll show you how to use it since we had ice cream before dinner. Alright. Stick around, we'll have some juice after the soup. Now see, this doubles in the beginning it doubles every 2 minutes. When it gets hotter, it doubles every minute. It's all molecular. Feel my motor. We've been non-stop since 10 o'clock. Yeah, it's all my friction. Go ahead and put your hand right here. Air-cooled motor. See that? So it's a radio fan cooling motor. It cools the motor while it's running. You can run that for a long time. But we don't want to run it for longer than 6-7 minutes because it'll go to boil back to your home stove. Yeah. You really wouldn't want to do anything boiled. Right, no. It will. So we don't want anything to go to boil. See, it's a vented cap. See how it's getting hot? Oh, here we go. I'm going to turn that off in about another minute already. So we're going to do beans and corn. So these are sea salt corn and organic black beans from Costco. We'll throw in another tomato for texture. Not only can we do creamy soup, we can do chunky soup. We're not only the fastest blender, we're the slowest blender. So I can do salsa. So the salsa state is when I add texture to my soup. So I have a chunky soup. Not everybody wants creamy soup. They have the option. That's why all your top leading chefs worldwide use Vitamix or Vitamix Motors. So all these franchises use Vitamix, and that's just the franchises. That's not including the cooks and the top chefs, world chefs. Olive Garden, you've seen it on Shop and all the cooking. Now see that doubles every minute. See how hot it gets? It's like friction. Do you recognize all those? All right. Now I'm going to thicken up my broth a little bit. So see, I get down to the end of my bag. You can't dip them, but they make great tortilla texture. So I'll throw a couple of snips in there. You can also do white yellow corn, tortillas. You can do pepper jack cheese, sharp cheddar, quarter cup of instant potato. If you had a leftover baked potato from the night before, you throw half a baked potato in there. You know what's really great about Vitamix? We call this Musco soup. Anything in the refrigerator that's Musco, throw it in there. You know, the average family of 4 throws away $300 to $400 of produce away a year, 500 leftovers. I mean, almost to find a Tupperware somewhere in our refrigerator. Right? Oh, look, that's before the timer, because I started with warm water, but look how hot it got. Yep, they're already gone. I mean, that blade spins 437 times per second, so it's fast. It feels the jar now. Remember when you felt it before? Oh man, she got nerves of steel. She didn't even jump. Okay, so now I can also show you, see if you get a little foam in there, some juicy tomatoes, so you turn it to about a 1 or 2, and it's also a mixer, pancake batter, waffle batter, cake mixer. See that? So there's your mixer. That's about your 6th or 7th of line. Now here's how you get your texture in. You throw a tomato in there,
If you start with
throw some black beans.
make this soup
Now I don't do a lot of black beans because I'm going to cut them up.
and cold the hot,
And these are organic ones. But it's better if you can steam them, obviously.
he adds
A little bit of corn.
for some protein, a little corn. The corn's not huge in nutrition. But you can add whatever
Okay.
you like.
What did he start? Is that soup base?
Then I'm going to do another couple of chips here.
Did you buy the spices? Yeah. Yes.
So I just throw them in here like this because it's more texture. Now I like to steam some rice when I'm making my broth. I'll do steamed rice, I'll do little pieces of rotisserie chicken, black olives. Now there's two ways you can get the texture chopped. You can chop by turning it on to 1, or you can turn it to about a 3 and use your pulse button. So you just do 3 chops, or 3 and there's your chunky soup. Amazing.
With avocados?
All right.
Well, what we demo here with avocados is
Look at that
the
nice chunky
ice cream.
tortilla soup.
We'll do this.
From scratch, 10 raw vegetables, no additives, no preservatives, no MSGs.
And it gives you all your good fats.
Healthy soup you can put in your body here. It's all the next best thing to eating raw. You sit up. You know, they took a census and asked the typical American family diet. How many raw fruits and vegetables do you get in your diet, daily diet? What do you think that came back at? Any guesses? 1 or 2 fruit and vegetables a day. Now that's 14 in a week. I don't think that happens. I think that's more like a week. How many are we supposed to have in our daily diet? 5 to 9. But if you can do 3, you're doing pretty good. Yeah.